the standard model for modeling a car's dynamics is the quarter car model. It has 2 degrees of freedom. The MS is a quarter of the car's body, as well as the passengers and cargo, and MU is the unsprung mass, being the wheels, tires, and axle. The KS and CS are the suspension of the car, so the stiffness and the damping of the car's suspension, and the KU is the stiffness of the tires.
Why do vibrations matter when driving in a car? Vibrations can damage the organs and spine, and at 20 to 70 hertz, they can impair vision as the eyes begin to vibrate. And comfort is important for safety while driving, and removing any distractions can decrease the cognitive load.
Some background information on car dynamics. Cars are tuned to a natural frequency of about 1 to 1.5 hertz.
Is that text oscillating at 1 to 1.5 hertz?
Good golly, it is.
Well, I heard on the streets that for standard cars, the damping ratio is around 0.3, and a higher damping ratio around 0.7 is better for performance. For this experiment, we tested a 4Runner, a Prius, and a Forester. We placed the accelerometer right here underneath the driver's seat, and we drove over speed bumps at 10, 15, and 20 miles per hour.
To begin our data analysis, we took the data from the accelerometer, which gave us data in the X, Y, and Z axes for the acceleration felt. Each of the red highlights is one of the bumps that was felt by the accelerometer. The leftmost was 20 miles per hour, the middle was 15, and the right was 10. For the Z axis, we had to normalize it by finding the mean of all the data and subtracting it. And then we had took all of them, took the sum of the squares and square rooted them to find the magnitude of all the data so that we could do proper analysis to it. From the data that we found through our trials, we were able to take it, put it in the MATLAB, and find the maximum acceleration, the damping ratio, and the frequency. For the maximum acceleration, we decided that it would be important to look at the peak acceleration at each bump for each car. The Forester had the peak at bump 1, and the 4Runner had the peaks at bump 2 and 3. The maximum acceleration is what's going to impact the person driving the car the most. That's why we determined that that would be a good thing to look at. And then for damping ratio, they're relatively the same, with the Prius having 0.76 at bump 2 and 0.73 for the 4Runner at bump 3, which were likely due to inconsistencies in the data, which we had to deal with a lot. And the frequency, which is in hertz, was not close to our goal of 1 to 1.5.
So, in conclusion, our data wasn't the best. Here's some things we could have done to make it better. We could have gone over some larger speed bumps, maybe use cruise control to eliminate human error, try a new route. The route we chose for convenience, but the speed bumps down there weren't necessarily the best. And then maybe you could have multiple accelerometers around the car and compare what they measure.